everybody, we're going to go over the parts of our Get On Board program board. We have our grip tape, 9-inch by 32-inch sheet. It's perforated for easy application. We have our program deck, 7-ply birch, 8 inches wide, fits most everybody well, and it's 31 3/4 inches long. We have our trucks. They'll fit 7 7/8-ish to a little over 8 1/4 inch decks. ABEX 7 bearings, 7/8 black anodized hardware, 54 millimeter wheels, 78A durometer. These are our program wheels for Get On Board. We designed them custom for everything we do. They are 54 millimeter diameter, 38 millimeter wide, 78 durometer. So they're pretty soft. Nice cozy ride for everybody. If you do use them outside, it will definitely smooth out any rough surface. The most important part though is our hubs are offset. So instead of a traditional skateboard wheel where the hub is in the middle, we have offset ours to the rear side of the wheel so that the outer edge of the wheel extends beyond the truck axle. So if this flips over, it protects your floor or surface, whatever you're skateboarding on. These are our program bearings. Each box comes with 8 bearings. They're ABEX 7, steel inner ring, steel outer ring, steel bearing. You'll put 2 per wheel and 8 per complete skateboard. Here we have our Get On Board hardware. Very standard, 7/8 bolts and nuts. They're made out of steel, black anodized. You'll get 8 per complete skateboard, 4 per truck assembly. We have our program trucks here. Every skateboard requires 2 trucks. I'm going to go over the parts of them real quick. All the trucks should come with a nut on the end of each axle. You can use your skate tool. Your skate tool is designed so it can take apart the whole truck. So there's going to be 1 nut and 2 washers on each axle. You'll have, this is your hanger. Axle goes end to end. You have your kingpin, which is a bolt that runs straight through. When I take this apart, I'll show you. Kingpin nut. You have a top washer and a bottom washer. 2 different bushings and a base plate. We also gave everybody a handful of sets of soft bushings. The green bushings are medium. They're around a 90 durometer. The soft bushings are around an 83 durometer. Pretty simple to take a truck apart. If you notice, most trucks are going to come where the kingpin and the kingpin nut are flush. We made up a term, we call it neutral. So when we talk to you about setting your boards up neutral, keep them flush. It's a good starting point for most everybody. When you do have to loosen or tighten trucks, we always recommend no more than half a turn, so you can use your axle or your hanger as a reference point and just loosen it half a turn roughly. Take it apart, undo the kingpin nut all the way. It's not spring loaded, don't worry about that. It's always good to lay your parts out in the order you take them off. So I got my kingpin nut, top washer. As I slide this apart, you'll notice the top bushing is conical. That actually helps with turning. You got your hanger. The bottom bushing is cylindrical, so it's going to be stiffer. So imagine you've got your top bushing and your cylindrical, and the top bushing has less to lay over, so it turns a little easier. That's why we like these designs. Got your bottom washer, and then you've got your kingpin and your base plate. This kingpin could actually be tapped out. We won't do it, but if one ever broke, you can easily replace it. Now, oh, the other part. This is called a pivot cup. This is actually one of the key parts to performance. This part of the hanger fits in there, and that way it's not metal on metal. It's just a piece of polyurethane. These do break, easy to replace. You'll have some in your spare parts kit. So now I want to rebuild this with some soft bushings. You can mix and match your bushings. Just make sure if you're going to do it If you do a white bushing on the bottom on one truck, you do the same on the other. So you could do white on the bottom, green on the top, or vice versa. Bottom washer, cylindrical bushing, pop it back together. Next thing, I'll do this one. I'm not going to mix and match. Conical bushing. Now, because they haven't been compressed, I do have to push it down just a little bit so it's stacked. Top washer. You can thread it on a little bit with your finger. And then I'm going to bring it back to neutral. If your users are under 100 pounds or so, I'd probably just go straight to white bushings. If your kids are using these program boards are over 100, especially high schoolers and middle schoolers, stick with the green ones. Right now we're going to go over how to grip one of the skateboard decks. The decks will all come wrapped in plastic. First thing you do, you'll notice I have a piece of paper lying down. I never like to scratch my graphics, so peel off the plastic wrap. Please recycle it if you can. If you check it out, it's 7-ply. It's birch, super durable, especially for school settings, and it's extra light. Fancy logo on the bottom. Then tools you're going to need, get a utility knife. Check that out. And one of our skate tools, it's actually got screwdriver built into it. We provide those with you if you're one of our schools. And then grip tape that we give you. If you can see on the back, zoom in, it's perforated, makes it a lot easier to grip the board. So first thing I like to do, I always go from the tail of the board to the tip of the board, tail to nose. And I peel all the back off, the grip tape. This stuff is super sticky, so just make sure the sticky part doesn't stick to itself because it's really hard to get it off. But because it's perforated, it's also super forgiving. I put my fingers, half a fingertip in from each end. I use my middle finger to find the tip and the tail of the board, nose and tail. And then I just lay it down gently. Make sure it's covering all the edges. Come up to the middle and just gently tap down. You'll see any sort of bubbles, they start to roll out of it. Smear it down flat with your hands. They do make tools. I'll show you one. We have a little roller like this. We can roll it out nice and hard. You can use your hand. We do hundreds in a year, so we like to actually have the extra tool. And you can see, I just stuck it to the paper. Once you got the grip tape down, grab the screwdriver. You can use the one that comes in your tool and rub it on the edge. I'm actually going to use our file. Again, we build so many of these, we have a couple dedicated tools. And I like to ease it over the edge just a little bit so you scar and you have a score there, because when you cut the grip tape, you want to have it peeled back over the deck a little bit, so if this flips over on your gymnasium floor, cafeteria floor, it won't scratch. So around the edge, just score it so you have an outline to work with. Put that to the side, grab your knife, be careful. If you're doing this with your students, really do some oversight or do the cutting yourself. I always start up at one end, poke it through, you'll see it, and you can see I'm leaning it way over, more than a 45-degree angle, cutting over to the surface, so that way the grip tape is eased off the edge some. Hardest part is back down through the belly, where the tip and the tail rise up. Close your knife, set it aside. You can peel this up. Mine came off in one chunk. It's not the prettiest, but it'll work. I then like to take a piece of the grip tape, like this, and I sand the edge all the way around. That way it smooths it over, less likely to peel up. Now we're ready to mount our trucks. We like to use just a skinnier Phillips screwdriver. Anything that's got a little bit more of a point. You could use the end of a compass, a skinny pen, a nail. Flip your board over. You want to reach your hand underneath roughly where each hole is, and you need to make just a small pinhole poke to the other side so you can see it. You can see I have a little dimple there. Do that on every hole. It is good to hold your hand over the back side just to make sure you don't peel the grip tape up if it wasn't stuck down super firmly. I don't know if you can see that there. Then I'll come back to the front side, use the screwdriver, and just poke a hole in this way just to press the grip tape back a little bit. A lot of times we use impact drivers, so if you're building a whole bunch of skateboards, it's okay to use a screw gun. Just be gentle on the hardware. Grab the hardware. Please, whenever possible, recycle or reuse these bags and the tags. Set the nuts up on the side. Pop one bolt in each hole. Put the board up, push them through. Now the key part, when you mount your trucks, the kingpins face towards the center of the deck. Hold your hand on the back side here, line up those. If you have a skateboard that has risers, they go between the deck and the base plate. I'll finger tighten these, one on each, just to get started. Now that we have it up on the side, repeat the back. Again, kingpin facing towards the center. Grab your skate tool again, screwdriver. If you can get a bigger screwdriver, it helps if you have to build a whole bunch, or again, a screw gun. Smallest part of your skate tool, mount it on there. It's going to be at a little bit of an angle. I generally like to turn the screwdriver. You'll go through and tighten those all the way up. I'm actually going to switch back over to a screwdriver. It just makes it easier for me. want to show you. Bring your head down flush with the grip tape. Go through, finish them all that same way, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, now we're going to mount the bearings into the wheels. If you have a sort of arbor press, those are great to use. Otherwise, doing it by hand takes a little bit more effort here, but we're going to show you a trick. As always, please recycle your wrapping. So I start first, pop a couple axle nuts off. So you'll take off one axle nut and one washer. You'll always want one washer on the inside and one on the outside when you've got your wheels going. Grab a bearing, gently press it in with your fingers. You can get it in pretty far. Put one on the other side. Push it in. You can hear that one actually just snapped in all the way on its own. Slide the wheel over the axle with the bearings and just push down. You can hear it popped in that way. You want to try to avoid using the nut on the axle to press your washers in and your bearings in. You want to try to do them by hand as much as possible. I just dropped the second washer on top. Thread on the nut. And then I'll tighten it down. I'll keep checking. You can see that the wheel moves a little bit. As long as the nut is at least flush with the axle, you're fine. But they are made so you can tighten the nut all the way down so there's no wobble. They'll be a little quieter, especially when you have 20 or 30 skateboards in a class. Loosen it just enough, they'll just spin freely. Repeat that across all your wheels, you'll have a complete skateboard in just a minute. We have a complete get on board program board. Hardware is mounted, truck's mounted, wheels are good. If it flips over, your floor is going to be protected. Only thing I would suggest always, take a look at your grip tape. Just make sure if any of it's going to come in contact with the floor. Scuff it back, sand it back a little bit more. Otherwise, you're good to go. Go change lives.